Donald Trump was born into wealth, growing up in this spacious home in Queens, New York. As a teenager, his millionaire property developer father sent Donald to a military boarding school. Trump biographer Michael D'Antonio says this was a key formative experience.
Donald was shaped by these very aggressive, hyper-masculine men who believed that might made right and that life was a matter of hierarchy. The more powerful and rich and senior you were, the more you could lord it over boys or men who were beneath you.
After graduating from university, he joined his father's business. But Donald soon emerged from his father's shadow with new projects in Manhattan, crowned by Trump Tower in 1983. His name was rarely out of the headlines.
He's presented himself as stronger than a person could reasonably be, richer than he was, more successful, more brilliant, and it was all promotional. So when it came time to practice politics, it was natural for him.
In the 90s, Trump's business luck almost ran out. His airline went under, as did his casinos in Atlantic City. But while his creditors lost out, he managed to narrowly avoid filing for bankruptcy. Reinvented as the reality TV star of The Apprentice, his run for the presidency in 2016 was initially treated with skepticism. But he swept aside a wide field of Republican rivals as supporters backed his direct style, even if his statements were often controversial.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
Such statements drew protests, but his bold and unpredictable style also drew huge crowds to his rallies, energizing voters who felt left behind by globalization, living in communities hit by high unemployment and drug addiction.
The country needs a businessman for a change. We've had too many weak politicians. We need somebody that's going to straighten the country up, who knows business, not how to get along with everyone.
I find it inspiring because he speaks from the heart, he speaks the truth. He says it the way it is.
Trump's shock victory saw him win majorities in key states, even though he gained fewer votes than his rival Hillary Clinton overall. US intelligence agencies have since assessed that Russia worked to aid his candidacy, a claim Trump has dismissed.
If Putin likes Donald Trump, I consider that an asset, not a liability.
Since his election, Trump has communicated mainly via Twitter, and his tweets now have the power to move markets. He's used them to pressure car makers to move production to the US and to threaten aerospace companies to lower their prices for government contracts. As Washington prepares for the inauguration, many of Trump's policies lack detail, but he's made clear that jobs are his top priority and that he plans to use protectionist and populist methods to create them. Even before it's begun, it's certain that this will be a presidency like no other.